Good day, everyone. I am Nova May Mirgo from Biles 1B, and let's learn a new topic for today's video. Let's go! So, what are the main schools of linguistics?
So, linguistics is the study of language as a universal and recognizable part of a human behavior. So, it is aimed to analyze and describe language and how it is organized to meet human needs, in addition to its function. So, in the late 19th century, 4 linguistic schools emerged in Europe with different approaches to the study of language.
So we have functionalism, structuralism, generativism, and cognitivism. So each school has its own distinct approach to the study of language. Structuralists believe that language can be analyzed in terms of its component parts, while functionalists focus on the role of language in communication. Generative grammarians aims to describe the rules that underlie all utterances, while cognitive linguists focus on the mental processes involved in language use.
Functionalism is a linguistic school that is concerned with the function of language in society. So it is interested in how language is used to communicate meaning and how it is influenced social interaction. Functionalists believe that language is a tool that humans use to interact with each other and that it plays an important role in shaping our social world.
So functionalists have identified 3 main functions of language. First, we have communication. Second, control. Third, representation. First, we have the communication. The primary function of language is to communicate information and ideas between people in order to achieve some kind of shared understanding. Functionalists emphasize that language is a means by which people communicate with each other. Language is not an end in itself, but rather a tool for getting from one point to another. Without the ability to communicate using language, human interaction would be very different. Second, we have control. Language is also a means of controlling the actions, feeling, and behavior of others. How we use language can shape the behavior of each other and the way we respond to us. If a person uses a language to maintain distance between himself and others, he is likely to experience less social interaction. If a person uses language in a way that makes him seem like he fits in the crowd, he is more likely to experience acceptance and approval from others. Third, representation. Representation in linguistics refers to the way that spoken language is represented in the mind. With the advances in technology, communication has become more important than ever before. The ability to communicate effectively can be the difference between success and failure in many aspects of life.
In linguistics, structuralism is an approach that emphasizes the study of language as a system of rules and components. Structuralism believes that all languages have the same basic structure and that this structure is universal. They also believe that language is a tool for communication and that it can be studied scientifically. In generativism is a school of linguistics thought that emphasizes the rule of grammar in language. So, generative grammar is a type of grammar that describes how sentences are formed in language. Noam Chomsky, a prominent linguist, developed the theory of generative grammar. So, according to Chomsky, there are 2 levels of representation in generative grammar. First, we have the surface structure and deep structure. Surface structure is the level of which phonemes or sounds are combined to form word And while the deep structure is the level at which meaning is encoded, generative grammarians seek to describe the rules that govern sentences formation in a language. So lastly, the cognitivism is the linguist school that emphasizes the mental processes involved a language use. So proponents of this approach argue that language is a tool for thinking and that understanding language requires understanding the mental processes that underline it. So these four linguistic schools have their own unique way of looking at language. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses. However, all four schools are important in the study of linguistics. Each school provides a different perspective on language. It is impossible to fully understand the complexity of language.